The beginning of spring is the first of the 24 solar terms in China. The beginning heralds that spring is coming. The sleeping earth is awakening, and things are getting warmer. While the beginning of spring contains the word spring, it is not like actual spring yet. In ancient China, the beginning of spring was divided into 3 periods. The first period was when the east wind thawed. The second period was when the insects began to sing. And the third period was when fishes swimming in the icy river were covered in layers of ice. When the east wind started to rise, the ice and snow on the earth began to melt, waking up the winter insects, and the fish began to swim on the surface. Everything recovered, spring sprouted, life wriggled, and hope for next year brewed in this quiet. In ancient times, the beginning of spring was not only an important solar term, but also a major traditional festival. People paid special attention to spring festivities, such as putting up calligraphy and paintings, cutting spring flowers, and farmers flogging cows with colorful braids, which is called beating spring. The folk customs followed during the beginning of spring were very rich. Food was abundant. Eating lettuce at the beginning of spring welcomed the new. There are many religions that still continue the custom of eating spring cakes. With the advance of cooking technology, spring cakes have turned into tiny, exquisite spring rolls. Bite on them and they have a special taste, which is commonly known as spring bite. The customs at the beginning of spring show people's great love for it. According to a popular saying, the plan of a year lies in spring. Spring represents warmth, growth, and hope. Since ancient times, China has been a large agricultural country, with spring planting, summer growth, autumn harvest, and winter storage, and 4 seasons of rotation. Agriculture needs attention to seasonal solar terms. Spring plowing is the top priority in spring, which also means officially starting the cultivation of crops for a year. It so happens that 2020 is also the year of double spring. There are 2 beginning of spring at the start and the end of the year. Most of the elders in rural areas think that if there are 2 beginnings of spring starts in a year, it will be a warm winter, with good precipitation and auspicious year. The beginning of spring symbolizes the beginning of the year, and it is also the time for farmers to sow seeds and plant hope. Nowadays, large-scale mechanized production has replaced artificial labor in China, changing the planting mode of spring plowing. But what hasn't changed is people's expectations from spring and their hope for a better future.